Welcome to Cleaning Company Blueprint. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands of people start their own cleaning companies. We're currently hosting a 21-day program on Zoom, and we're posting the recordings here live on YouTube. So if you want to follow along, subscribe and like the video.
So tonight we are focused on what I will say is the number one most important part of a cleaning business, which are the cleaners and how to find them and how to work with them. We're going to go deep. We're going to start at the kind of top level, and then we'll get into some nitty-gritty details. And I have a surprise guest joining us tonight, which is one of our cleaners who I managed to convince to jump into a Zoom while she's cleaning, because she's doing a move out tonight. So I said, hey, would you be willing to jump into a Zoom? And she was like, oh my God, yes. I'm like, okay, let's do this. So it's going to be a really fun class. Let me just let some more people in the waiting room. While we're waiting for people to join us, what I need you guys to do is to open up a new tab. And here, I'll share my screen so you know what I'm talking about. So some of you have probably done this before, and some of you probably have never heard of this before. So this is an app called Menti. So at the top of the page or at the bottom of the page, you can see it here too. So you're going to open up a new tab or window or whatever you're on, and go to menti.com. And then you're going to enter this code. That's going to let you into our little group kind of scoreboard, I guess. And as you start entering your responses, they will come up live on this shared screen. So it's pretty fun. I used to be a school teacher. I can tell you this was the pandemic right here. And one of my favorite bosses in the world actually is the one that would use these all the time. And I was always like, man, what a good idea. So I'm stealing this. Shout out to Brad, who was a school principal, my favorite boss of ever in my whole life, which is such a great guy. Anyway, so he taught me how to use this. And so here we go. So we've got blame passer, micromanager, and credit stealer. Dang, I love those. Those are totally, yep. So as you guys start entering them in, they will start coming up on the screen. So I'll give you a minute. I know it takes a second to learn something new. I just see one person has figured it out. And so it's Menti. Yeah, thanks, Rohan. And then the code is 43056135. For those of if this makes it to our cut for YouTube, obviously this isn't going to work for you on YouTube. This is a live class that we're showing you. So don't go to menti.com, just watch us do it. Although interesting if you want to try it out. It's also anonymous, which is my favorite part about this. Short-tempered, gaslighter, great word. Great word. Poor communication, blame passer, no incentive, unprofessional. You guys a couple more seconds. Last minute work, totally. Oh my gosh. There's another one for gaslighter. Micromanager. So what that means is when it's getting big like that, that means more than one person has said that word. So yeah, you'll see lots of the same themes will come up. I'm just gonna make sure nobody's waiting in the waiting room. Negative attitude. Yeller. Oh my gosh, right? When has that ever worked to motivate anyone? Ever. Ooh, Peter principle. I want to know what that is. I actually don't know what that is. Okay, I'll give you guys 30 more seconds, and then I'm going to move to the next screen. Egotist, totally. Always late. Like, what? Why? I'm always amazed at people who become bad managers. And here's the thing, you guys, nobody thinks they're a bad manager. There's not a single bad manager or boss out there that thinks I'm bad at this, right? Like, I think that's fair to say. And there's not a single person that will say I'm a micromanager. Like, nobody owns that title. And yet that's the number one biggest issue here is micromanaging. So this is gold. Thank you all for doing this. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so now how did they make you feel? So you remember the qualities of them. What are the feelings that you get that you got when you were working for this person? There we go. Unmotivated, upset, agitated, angry, low energy, frustrated, misunderstood. Oh, God, I hear you. Wrong, unhappy, upset, low energy, small. God, right? Tense. So tense. I can feel it right now just watching you guys type this in. And most importantly, unmotivated. That one's come up a lot, right? Not the right place to be, 100%. Not worthy. Oh, that breaks my heart. Every single person on this planet is worthy. Yeah. Yeah. That's what a bad job looks like. So I'm going to say this real loud in the back. People don't quit jobs, they quit bad managers. So we're going to help you to hire so that you're actually going to be a good person to work for. And I want you to remember this right now. Okay. So in a year's time, when you've got your cleaning company and you're all working away and you're thinking about yourself, if your team is feeling like this, we got to fix that. Okay. We got to fix that 100%. And we can with the systems that we put in place. So I'll show you that. All right, next one. So use 3 words to describe the traits of a great boss or manager from your own experience. Well-spoken, inspiring, motivating, trusting, caring, empathy. Empathy goes a long way. Affirming, cheerleader, yes. Well-spoken, motivational, leads by example, good communication, visionary, empathy, understanding, inspiring, caring. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, you got it. Tactful feedback, yes. And they give feedback. Yeah, listens to you. Oh my gosh. And can I just tell you, as these are coming in, this is the exact same thing for your clients. Okay, so your clients want to feel the same way. They give direct feedback. Love, love, love. Totally, totally. Love it. Communication is the biggest one there, right? Amazing. Amazing. Oh, here comes Ben. Sorry, sitting in the waiting room. All right. And our last one, 3 words to describe how a good boss or manager made you feel. This is the last one. Seen. Oh, yes. Don't we all just want to be seen? I know you're typing things. It's just going to take a second. There we go. Motivated, appreciated, heard, valuable, recognized, worthy of my efforts. Yes, appreciated, capable, happy, powerful, amazing. Yes. Yep. God, I love it. This is the reason we do everything that we do. So we're going to have a really good time together figuring this out for how you can do this for the cleaning business and how that's actually going to take you faster to having a successful, profitable, happy, peaceful cleaning company rather than miserable, angry, unmotivated workers. We're gonna walk you right through it and you're gonna love it. Okay, I love it. So I think, we've all learned probably a lot there in terms of how everybody feels. So I'm gonna hit stop share. One of the things that, we're really focused on here at Oak Bay Clean with our cleaning company is, really focusing on the cleaners first and foremost. So I'm going to share this screen now. Okay. So cleaning company blueprint. So this is now recruiting 101 for the cleaning business, the what's, the whys, and the hows. And first off, thank you to Rohan and Kevin for letting me lead this one, because they know this is the one that I get like the most fired up about and the most excited about. And when people struggle with this model, this is where they tend to come to me and say, hey, can you help me? Can you coach me with hiring? Okay. So my background, I was a teacher, an inner city school teacher. Then I became a recruiter of school teachers for 10 years and then went into other careers. And now here we are with a cleaning company. So I use my teacher recruiting to really help me. So here's our belief system. So we believe that there are hardworking, consistent, reliable, and the best of the best out there looking for what we do who want to work with us. We believe that they want to be treated well and with respect, dignity, and high rates of pay for the hard work that they do. The whys. We believe that we are changing the way that people who have been traditionally undervalued and underpaid are being treated. And that's what we are the most proud of. So it's not the $1 million. It's awesome. Look, I love being able to pay my bills, but this is the core of our company. So all of our systems that are in place start with the cleaners. Every single thing that we do starts with the cleaners. It's about them. We don't sell widgets. We don't sell anything but the best cleaners in town. We keep them happy. That makes them better at their jobs. And we believe in retaining the best clients for the best cleaners. So that's a total brain shift. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of people on Facebook groups talking about how hard this business is. And I'm going to tell you that if you focus on your cleaners and the mindset of being there for them and getting clients for them, that's the difference. Okay, so the others focus just on getting leads and they forget about the cleaners. So these are the what's. So this is where there's a change. The current labor market, I mean, this is 2023 that we're recording this. So going into 2024. So the current labor market is ripe for our kind of business and mindset. So the old models are dead. So if you listen to what people are saying that are complaining about workers, they're going to say they're so lazy. Nobody wants to do real work anymore. When I was growing up, so all of those belief systems are so gold for what you do, because you're going to do the exact opposite of that negative old school anti-gig economy system. So we're going to leave them in the dust. It's awesome. Today's labor market, and this is what's so important, because for those of you who are like me that were raised by my parents, boomers, it's a total shift in work, and especially post-pandemic. Okay, so if you don't understand this stuff, it's going to be hard. But if you can embrace change and the current labor market, it's going to be a lot easier. So we're talking about, and this is really important you understand your generations and how they see the world. Millennials, Gen Z, and Gen X are going to be the majority of your focus for your cleaners, because that's who the current workers are. Millennials make up 70% of the labor market, and Gen Z coming up right behind them. Okay, so they see the world in a different way than those of us who are older than that. And personally, I love it, because this is what they value. They value, and you guys just showed it, transparency, communication, and speed in cutting through the BS of the older models of work in applications. Okay, so transparency, communication, and speed. So you're going to see me talk about those three things over and over and over again. Okay, so every applicant that you interview, and remember, in my method, I never call it an interview, I call it a chat. Why? Because I want them to want to talk to me and to feel safe talking to me. It's not an interview, it's a chat. So when they bail on showing up, they aren't lazy. A lot of people will say, like, God, people don't even show up to interviews. What's wrong with them? They got a better offer. That's it. So simple. They got a better offer. Yours wasn't good enough. They decided, they booked the call with you, and then they were like, meh, and they moved on. Okay, so you got ghosted as somebody hiring them, no problem. Every applicant that applies has applied to 20 or 30 other companies that same day. Okay, so 99% of those companies, guess what? They won't value transparency, communication, and speed. So if you value those things and you show them that you value those things, you're going to have an easier time finding great cleaners. Okay, so let's get into some nitty gritty. So number one, you're going to write a great job description. And I'm not going to go too deep into this today, but I will kind of show you a little bit. So you're going to write a great job description that flips the old script on its head. So the old script, which is what I grew up on, was about the employer. What are they looking for? And then maybe if I was lucky, they would tell me a salary. If I was lucky, they would tell me a salary range. So this is why women and men make different amounts of money. This is why people who are BIPOC make different amounts of money. So transparency. So you're going to write a great job description that gets rid of anybody having any confusion. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to pay to play. Now, this is where it's going to be a little different from Rohan and Kevin's model. My personal model is I use Indeed and I pay to play, which means I pay money in order to find the best cleaners in town. When you're first starting out, if you have no money, you're going to follow Rohan and Kevin, and they'll come in a minute and explain how they do it. For me, I think it's totally worth it. This is the only real cost I have, you guys, other than software. Okay, so this is my most important cost, and they're my most important assets. So if you follow my methods, you will be able to spend about $100 per great cleaner. $100 to get an amazing cleaner that's then going to make $10,000 a month or whatever working with you, well spent. Okay. Number three, you're going to skim the applicants. You're going to, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to have experienced cleaners are going to go on your A list. Your inexperienced cleaners, but potential to be mentored, will go on your B list, and everyone else gets rejected and fast. And number four, you're going to add them to open phone. So we have already showed you how to set up your open phone, which is your phone line where you can text your cleaners. And it also helps you so that you can communicate once you start adding other customer service agents to your team. Because you're using open phone well, they'll be able to see your notes about those cleaners. Okay, and that matters over time. Number 5, you're going to text them this snippet. So remember, I showed you on open phone, or we showed you on open phone, how to create snippets so that you can just kind of copy and paste, which is a text. So here it is, super easy. You're going to text them. Hey, it's from, would love to hop on a call with you today or tomorrow and talk about what you're looking for. What time works best? Okay, I've tested this a million times. I can tell you, just copy and paste this exact snippet, it will work. If they answer right away, good news, you've got yourself a cleaner that knows how to text, wants to work. That's what we're looking for right now. Okay, so my barrier to entry, I'm not using Zoom, I'm not using Calendly, I'm not using all these complicated things for cleaners because I'm just getting them on the phone because everybody knows how to answer a phone call. Okay, so if they answer yes, you're going to reply and you're going to say, you know, how's 2 o'clock? And just call them at 2. You're going to show them you value showing up, and you're going to call them exactly at 2. Okay, and if you're running late because something happened, you're going to text them right away and say, I'm so sorry, I'm running late. Okay, and remember, it's an interview, not a chat. And this part's very important, and we will show you how to do actual proper interviews. Not today, but we will show you. And remember, the point of the call is to find out what they are looking for. It's not about you. What's their experience? And ideally, you make a comfortable space so that they actually start talking about what they didn't like about the last cleaning company, or what they're struggling with if they're out there working as a cleaner already on their own. What are their challenges? Okay, so you got to make a safe space, and the way to do that is by making it comfortable, and that means it's a conversation. Okay, so then you're going to speak how your company solves those pain points. Chances are, when they're talking to you, you're going to be able to dive a little deeper into how the actual workplace is like for cleaners. Okay, after your interview, you're going to send them a text with the next steps. So again, that's through open phone, just to use a snippet. And you're going to follow up by asking them for their reference contact details. So for references, you need a phone number for their last employer, and you need an email address. And you're going to ask for one that you can text and an email address. Okay, so now what you're doing is you're actually watching, can they follow instructions? And this is very important. Like, if they can't send you an email or a text with the reference contact details, when you ask them to, you know, do X, Y, and Z or at a cleaning job, you want to make sure that they can actually do that, right? So following instructions matters here. So you're going to do your references. You're going to give them a link to your insurance referral. We are doing a class on that, so don't worry, that's coming. And you're going to do your police check. So all of that's going to be super easy. And within Convert Labs, I believe, Kevin, do you still have capability to do background checks in Convert Labs?
No, no, but it is gig wage.
Okay, cool. Okay, so through gig wage. So Americans, you can probably do this. I'll let Kevin explain it after. Canadians, just use a Google form. It's super easy. Okay. If they don't text back with references, you're not going to chase them. You're going to move on. Next. They ain't interested, and that's okay. When they do text back with references, you send them a really simple form. Okay, and I want the form to be like 1 minute. We don't want to take the referee's time. They can fake their references so easily in the cleaning industry. So keep that in mind. When I was recruiting teachers, it's a lot harder. All the references had to have school email addresses. Recruiting cleaners, you're dealing with, you know, my client was named John, here's his number. Okay, so just keep in mind, they can absolutely fake references, but you're still going to check them, and you can phone them, and you can try to figure out if they're legit or not. But here's the big difference. You're going to do a test clean. And Rohan's mentioned this before. This is the most important part of this entire process. So I'm going to walk you through 2 parts of this. So this one is our level. So with the test clean, we're going to pay them. We're going to tell them during that initial chat how the test clean works. The test clean is 1 hour. They're going to clean a bathroom or a kitchen, ideally with another cleaner that's already experienced working for your company. So you can't do that today because you don't have a cleaner yet. So keep in mind, I'm talking about once you have one good cleaner. Okay, so, and Rohan and Kevin will show you how to get your first good cleaner, but let's assume you have one good cleaner. Now you can send this new cleaner out to do a test clean in one of your clients' houses. That's a regular client. So not a move in, move out, or a first time clean or a deep clean, because that's not fair to the new cleaner. Like, talk about throwing them into the fire. You want to send them to a standard recurring client. So a client you have that's biweekly, for example, would be perfect. And you ask the client beforehand, hey, this is part of our process. We're going to send you a new cleaner. They have 10 years experience. We're sending them with John, who's already cleaning your home. Is that cool? And if they say no, that's fine. You move on to the next client. But, you know, ideally it's easy. Okay. So what actually happens during that test clean is you're not there. So remember, you're like the boss, but you're not in the room, right? And the best part about that, because you're not in the room, they get a chance to actually talk to each other. And from the cleaner's point of view, they know, are you legit or not? Are you a company they actually want to work with or not? So you lean heavy on that experienced cleaner who likes working for you. Now, you don't have that cleaner yet, right? So to get your very first cleaner, you're probably going to look on Facebook groups where people are looking for cleaners. You'll see a cleaner pipe up going, yeah, I have space for a client. You can DM them. You can send them a note saying, hey, I own this company. Would love to talk to you. I see you have room in your schedule. Let's have a chat. You know, maybe this will work for you. I help cleaners fill their schedules with other gigs. And then you have a chat with them. Okay, so that's how you get your first one. Then you're going to do your, for the test clean, it's paid. We do $30, but whatever is an hourly wage for a good cleaner in your town. Okay, so I would say between 30 and 40. It has to be worth their time, and that comes out of your own pocket. The other cleaner, the reason they want to do the test clean and be like a mentor is they feel good, and they get a free bathroom clean out of it, right? So they didn't have to clean the bathroom, but they're still getting paid to have the other person clean the bathroom. They do have to check their work and make sure it's up to par. That's the only thing you're asking. And then re-clean it if it's not in good shape. Most importantly, they feel good, okay? Okay, onboarding package. Sorry, I've got to text this person that's coming in to let her know. We're gonna be ready for her in 5 minutes. Just to remind her, ready for you in 5 minutes in the Zoom. Okay, so this is where our cleaner's coming in. So once they pass the test clean, then you have an onboarding package. Because you guys are part of our community, I am going to share our onboarding package with you. So you can, you know, copy, paste, change, make sure it makes sense for yours. Okay. So I'll share that within our community. And you're going to send them a non-solicit contract, which basically says, don't steal our cleaners or don't steal our clients. It's a pretty simple contract. You should go over it with a lawyer of your own choosing. But the gist of the contract is, I'm going to honor my commitments. I ask you to honor your commitments. And don't steal our clients. And if you do, we will make the client pay X amount of dollars, or we'll make you pay X amount of dollars. So it's a super simple contract. And then we have like a welcome letter. Okay. Then you have to walk them through how to use Convert Labs. This is the part that if you skip this part, you're going to have really confused cleaners. Okay. And I'm talking grade 3 reading level, you guys. Like, don't expect them to understand really hard language. So if you talk like Jen does or I do, you want to make sure you put it through ChatGPT and help you, you know, grade 3 reading language. And you just want to walk them through how to actually use the portal. Because if they don't know how to see their jobs and get their jobs, take their jobs, mark running late, on my way, that kind of stuff, then it becomes hard for you. Okay, so that's really the same thing. Just remember they're human beings and they're nervous, right? So if you think about your good bosses, they've checked in on you your first week or your first job. They were like, hey, how's it going? Right? So don't forget that. It's so, so important. And then, like I said, yeah, so here you are, you're checking in on them. Okay, so all of this, I know I went really fast through that, but this is why we're recording this for YouTube, because you can pause and you can rewind and go back. Okay, but all of this should take less than 5 days, from application to references to test clean to onboarding. If it takes any longer, they'll probably never work for you. So this is, again, the big difference in 2023 is you just always have to be hiring. And I'm telling you, like, always, 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 this is the only thing you have to do all the time. Okay, so every time I say we have enough cleaners, our team laughs and they're like, time to post another job. You know, or time, like, that's it. We got to advertise again because we're in the sweet spot. You know, Rohan said it before. Somebody asked, you know, how do you know if you have enough cleaners? Or, you know, and it's like we start with 1 or 2. And then you start getting more clients, and then you get more cleaners, and you get more clients, and you get more cleaners, and you get more clients, and you get more cleaners, right? Like that's it. And if you stop getting more cleaners because you're in that comfortable place, cleaners' lives are going to change. They're going to get married. They're going to have kids. They're going to get sick. They're going to move. Like, yeah, race to the bottom. Okay, so we now, in the beginning, this was different, but now again, we're going into year 3. We aim for 1 to 2 solid hires every month, and that's to keep up with demand. So any more than that, it becomes a headache, and we start making mistakes with clients or with cleaners. So we don't want to do that any less, and we get screwed when we're busy. So we do really aim for 1 to 2 every month. All right, I whipped really fast through that, and I want to see if my cleaner's here. She is not. What I'm going to do now, while we're waiting for our lovely cleaner to come in, I wanted to share my screen about looking at some great resumes of actual cleaners that work for us. So this is a super experienced cleaner. These are real resumes for cleaners that are actually working with us. So Samantha, not her real name. I've covered up anything that was like personal about this cleaner. So just skim reading her resume, you can see she owned her own cleaning company. She only had 3 to 5 people. So what that means is she probably struggled, right? She talks about managing calendars, appointments, meeting arrangements, prioritize workload. So she's been a boss of cleaners, amazing candidate. Like if you can find somebody that's had a small cleaning company themselves, then they understand what's hard for you, and therefore they appreciate what you do. Okay, so that's why I look for people that have a lot of experience and maybe have a few cleaners on their team. And you can see here, she's just been doing it a really long time. Like she's done a few other things, but she keeps coming back to cleaning. So this is a real cleaner. She's actually been working with us since the very beginning. So we've had her for 26, 27 months. This is a classic cleaner resume. So this is another cleaner who I've never actually met. I have no idea what she looks like. We've only ever talked on the phone. She's amazing. She works for 5. She does 5 houses for us for 1 commercial client on the mainland in Abbotsford. She does an incredible job. Super simple resume. This is what most of their resumes will look like. Okay, so all I did was look, do they have experience? Yes, great. Get her on the phone. And then this is an outlier. And I do want you to think about outliers because I want you to think about people that would be great at cleaning that maybe have some experience, but it's not on their resume. So this person is actually the brother of the person that I'm bringing in a minute. And he, like from his resume, it made no sense that he applied. But in his cover letter, in his note, he said, hey, I worked in a resort for 2 years as a cleaner. And I was like, resort, that's tricky. Okay. But in actual fact, he is amazing. He failed his test clean. And I said, hey, I want to give you a chance to do it again because I know you're just out of practice. Are you cool with that? And he was like, yeah, totally. Amazing. Here's what you did wrong. Let's do it again. So we did a different test clean with a different client, a different cleaner. He rocked it. Now he's doing some mentoring and training of other cleaners. So, and we have a sister working with us now too. It's pretty cool. Okay, so just wanted to show you resumes. And let's see, is Julianne here? Oh, maybe she's not coming in. Maybe she's having troubles with the Zoom. Hang on. Come in just trying to connect. Warning, I have 1 bar of service. Shoot. That might not work.
What up, guys? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate all the energy. It's amazing and very informative. So speaking on what you were talking about earlier, I'm sure it's not a problem. But have you ever run into a situation where you had to deal with circumvention? And then how do you know, like, if that happens? I know that one time I hired a cleaner through a cleaning company, and I was getting like that nudge, like sort of she was like kind of not cool about, she knew how much like the cleaning costs and what she was getting paid. She's probably underpaid, but it was almost like, hey, by the, you know what I mean? Kind of.
Do you want to, can you pay me directly? Is that what she was trying to do?
Yeah, exactly. That happened one time. So I'm just curious, like, have you ever run into that? It doesn't seem like it's an issue. Obviously, you guys are rocking and rolling. So how do you know? And
yeah, I mean,
and
totally. And it's a great question. And it is one that every single person has when they're starting one of these companies. I think loyalty goes a really long way. And I think it's a 2-way street. Obviously, like in the first chat, we talk about, we kind of describe ourselves as a matchmaking service for good cleaners, so we're trying to help them fill their schedules with great clients. And when a client changes their schedule, we're able to help them, fill it in. Oh, sorry, my sister's asking me to unmute her. Hang on. So I think, there you go, Jen. I think, it's a two-way street. And I do think that it might happen. And if it happens, you're obviously not going to work with that cleaner again. It's just not been an issue for us. We've worked with 47 cleaners though over 2 years. Okay. So we have kind of a core team now of about 12 cleaners that are always with us. And then we have, cleaners that will keep adding on. We've had a lot of really not great cleaners, and because we rely on that test clean with the experienced cleaners, that creates this amazing culture that is just so positive. And because we charge, so we are very transparent about paying all of our cleaners 60% of the total. We encourage our clients to do by the job pricing. And we'll go over this more, but by the job pricing is taking a profession that is traditionally not valued, where they're paid by the hour, where they're limited how much money they can make based on hours. Because let's say you make 20 bucks an hour, you work, 8 hours a day, the max you can make that day is 160. Well, if you do by the job pricing and you pay 60% of every job, and you've got cleaners with a lot of experience that are valued, respected, and have this transparent model, now they're making $250 or $300 a day. Why would they ever consider trying to undercut? It just doesn't make sense. So the cleaners that do so well, they do so well because they value what we do. Mm-hmm. And so we always say, look, what we do is 40% of the job. It is. We know that. We know 60% of this job that is killer hard is cleaning. And guess what? I can't do it. But what I can do is schedule. What I can do is chase payments from clients. What I can do is deal with the complaints. What I can do is make sure you're safe and you're okay, because I need you to check in and check out. And if you don't check out, I'm calling the police. I'm not kidding. And they're like, whoa. I'm like, you're out there putting yourself at risk. And I can't do a police check on the clients. I wish I could. Oh my God, I wish I could. I'm like, but I can't do that. But I can do a police check on you. I can make sure you have proper insurance. I can make sure we pay workers' compensation. I can communicate with you because I do that every single day because I value you and I value your time and I know what you're doing is really hard. That's it. And it works. Like I'm telling you, because if you focus on empathy, if you focus on heart first, if you focus on knowing that what they're doing is brutally hard, you guys. And for a lot of people, I do recommend go out and do the first cleans. If you physically have the capability and you can actually clean, go do it. Jen and I both did it. And we can both tell you, oh my God, what they do is so bloody hard. It's not just physically hard, it's emotionally hard. This is emotional labor because they're in people's homes. Donna's nodding her head. And I love that because I know Donna, she's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You're like a bartender. Like some of them will tell you their whole life story and you got to smile while you're cleaning their toilet, like holy cow. So if you just really focus, right? Donna's laughing. If you just really focus on like being a good person, they'll move mountains for you. Like move mountains, and you pay out directly same day. So this is 2023 thinking. And this is where, because you're using Convert Labs and you've got gig wage in the States, you can just integrate it. You're paying out immediately. And because everybody earns 60%, there's no, this person has more experience, so they make this. That person makes like, no, knock that out. Gen Z and millennials don't want that. That's not what they want. They want transparency. Yeah, super easy, Ben. I know, like, it seems like, they're going to screw you over, but like,
I mean, the system is perfect, and obviously it's all where you're coming from. And when people see obviously that, you're handling all that legwork and they're getting paid like quick and they don't have to chase anybody for money and you're keeping them busy, keeping them happy, giving them bonuses. I mean, there's a lot of nuts and bolts that go into just like driving marketing in a business and keeping people busy.
right.
And obviously explaining that to people and obviously just doing due diligence on who you're dealing with and just reading them well, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, I was curious because, every now and then you might get somebody who's trying to get slick. So I was just curious if you guys ran into that,
It's super rare. I mean, it's very, very rare because they should understand, in the beginning that if they ever do that, that's it, right? You're not going to work with them again. So it should be such a big risk for them that they don't ever want to take it or even think about it.
Do you guys put, speaking of circumvention contracts, just for technical purposes, do you guys put that in like with your client? There's a circumvention with your client?
I did. I had that just because I saw another company in the area had that. And it was basically like a $3,000 fee that we had in our fine print. So if you ever work with the cleaner that we send to your home without going through us, then you owe us a $3,000 finder fee.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's in our terms and conditions too. And again, you know, 80-20 rule, like 80% of our clients are recurring. That's our magic. 80% of our effort is spent on what brings in the money. What brings in the money are the cleaners, right?
Mhm.
So we don't spend a lot of time on that kind of stuff because it's just like, all right, thank you, next, move on. Because, you know, eventually once you figure out the advertising and the marketing and the leads, just spend a little more money, you'll get another client. And then you'll get another cleaner. Like, you know, you could spend all of your time in this business with the bad parts, and there's a lot of bad parts. Jen can tell you, I think, Jen, you're here, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I was late.
What do I get like at the end of every month?
At the end of every month, we're both like, just because of the volume of move-in, move-outs, and move-in, move-outs are like usually great. They're mostly great. They're mostly great. But when they're not great, it's like, dear God. And like the cleaners are upset, the clients, like, it's just like, we're not doing them anymore. We're not doing them anymore. And then we look back and it's like, we had 2 complaints. Like, it just turns into like this, like, they take up everything. And then, like, I was looking at August, I was doing the August spreadsheet, and we had 310 jobs. And like, we've got little red marks when things go wrong. And there's like 3 of them. Out of 310, like insane. Our best month ever, 66 grand, like crazy. But like the ones that go wrong, they can really,
they take up all the energy in the room, you guys.
Your brain, and it's like, okay, just get some perspective.
Those are great numbers.
Yeah, great, like insane numbers. But that's because of all the systems Vicky has put in place, like all the training she's done with our VAs, all the managing of the clients, like setting up expectations beforehand. So like you just kind of avoid things going wrong. But you know, they do.
And managing the client. So, you know, I know we keep talking about move-in, move-outs being hard, but what we've had to do is really communicate the home needs to be empty. Okay. And we put this on the website, but you guys, people don't read. Okay. So then we email them. And now we've got Jess, who loves using Canva, and she loves doing kind of graphic design stuff. So we've got her using real photos from a move-in, move-out that's ready versus a move-in, move-out that's not ready. So just imagine in your head, I could show you, but basically a move in, move out that's not ready is filled with people moving. They're physically moving. It's totally ready. The cupboards are full of crap. Like, you know, and you're going to be shocked at how many times this happens, but it does. It happens all the time. And so we have to literally email them a picture of, this is what ready looks like. This is what that not ready looks like. We have to send the cleaner home because we cannot do this to our cleaner. If we did this to our cleaner, we would have no cleaners. How much do you pay the experienced cleaner during the test clean? Mary, good question. So like I said, it's really more of it's a mentorship opportunity. We also do mentoring as well. So if a cleaner has, so for example, this cleaner, the brother, he worked in a resort for 2 years, then went and got his university degree, then decided, you know what, I don't like working at a computer. It kind of sucks, because he did like, you know, computer software stuff for his degree. Then work, you know, back in actually cleaning again. He just needed some more practice. So we put him through a mentorship thing. So for us, a mentorship thing means the experienced cleaner who's doing really well. So normally, so let's say 2 cleaners go out and it's $1,000 job. So the payout would be $600. That's really high. I wouldn't send 2 cleaners. I'd probably send 4, but just for easy math. So each cleaner is going to make $300 for the whole day if they're both equal, right? If one of them has an enormous amount of experience and the other one is just starting out with us, we'll say, hey, do you want to do a mentorship one? This other person's going to make $350. You're going to make $250 because you're asking that cleaner a lot of questions. And we want to value that cleaner's time and energy in helping you. So, and we put it in the notes in ConvertLabs. Like, it's like, this is a mentoring gig. So-and-so will make this. So-and-so will make this. So that transparency is right there. It's always there. So then when new cleaners are coming on and they're like, well, how do I know? And it's like, just ask the other cleaner. You know, that's it. I don't have to like explain myself, justify our actions. I'm just like, oh, just ask the cleaner you're with. They'll tell you. Yeah. Sarah's got one. Do Kevin and Rohan still do their own recruiting?
No, no.
Who does it for you now, Rohan?
In a long time. I have a in-house recruiter.
Yeah.
And that's all she does.
That's all
And
she
I-
does. That's great.
But at some point, I'll show people Task Joy, maybe hiring day 2.
Yeah.
And see how we use Task Joy to simplify recruiting. Yeah.
Here, I'm going to give you guys some homework. This is light.
Saturday night. Here's your
Saturday
homework.
night. Well, if you need something to do tomorrow, and I'll show you what it is. You're going to go to indeed.com. We can do it together right now too. Let me do share screen. Okay. So you're going to do indeed.com for your area. Okay. And you're going to do a search for the simplest words ever. House cleaner. You could do residential cleaner. You could do housekeeper. You could do maid. I'm just going to use house cleaner right now. And you're going to do find jobs. So you're doing this as an applicant. Okay. And what I want you to look at is, what are they paying? That's it. What are they paying? So here's one. It's commercial and residential cleaner. They are called Fresh and Flawless. This is in our city, and they're paying $25 an hour. They're urgently hiring. The schedule is during the day, and then that's it. Okay. And if you wanted to get all fancy, you could put this into a spreadsheet, and that would probably be a good idea. Like, what's their heading? How much are they paying? Did they start with the cleaner first, or did they start with what they're looking for first? So this one is starting with what they're looking for, but a little bit about the cleaner because they're telling them about the schedule. But the next thing is about trash. Next one, 18 to 21 an hour. Again, urgently hiring. Everybody's looking for cleaners. Okay, so the magic of paying them more means you're going to get better applicants. Okay, so they're looking for a full-time cleaner, day shift, no night shift. This one here, 25 to 40 an hour. This is actually well paying. And what they're actually showing here by saying dedicated and dependable, they're showing that they have had experience with people that have not been dependable. So that's what they're looking for here. So I actually this is really great. This is what not to do. Because they're starting out negative. It sounds like they're starting out positive, but they're not. They're not talking about what the cleaner wants. They're talking about what they want. Okay, here's the next one. They want motivated and energetic people. Again, they're showing they've had unmotivated people. Well, I can tell them how to fix it. If they called me, I'd give them a call and I'd say, here's how you fix it. Talk about them, not you. Here's another one, $20 an hour. Again, reliable and experienced. Like, are you seeing a theme? What do they get? What do they get? What do they get? I do love that they have the salaries in there. I do love that. Lots of them don't. So, or they'll have like a crazy range, like 12 to 60. It's like, no, that's not real. So and then you can click on it. You can get a little more detailed. You can actually see about the company. So they've had 30 salaries reported, one job, and you can see reviews. This one doesn't have any. But eventually, once you get going, you're going to start asking your cleaners for reviews. Okay, so just like you ask your clients, you're going to ask your cleaners. So just spend some time on Indeed, specifically Indeed. I don't want you spending time yet on Facebook Marketplace, any of those places. There's loads of those, but just start with Indeed because, again, we're focused on the best. The best are looking for you, just like the best clients are looking for you. So we look where they're looking. Yes, I will, Philip. That'll be another day. Philip's asking, Oak Bay Cleans ad and Indeed. Sarah's asking, do you say 60%? No. Good question, Sarah. So for Indeed, you do have to put an actual hourly wage. And then when I talk to them on the phone, I explain it. It takes time. They don't get it right away, especially if you're first to market. But in my case, that's fine. I'm more than happy to spend as much time as it takes for the cleaners to understand the model, and that it's better for them. It's always better for them. That's the part that, and the way I explain it is by saying, when you go to the hairdresser, do you ever ask your hairdresser, hey, today I want to get highlights. How much are you going to make per hour? What are you going to charge me per hour? Right? Jen's shaking her head. Like, what? You don't ask them how much they make per hour or how much you're going to charge per hour. That's like ridiculous. right? So what you're going to say is you're going to say, all right, so we're doing the exact same thing for house cleaning. The exact same thing. We're charging by the job. We're paying you by the job, because if you've got as much experience as you say you do, you have systems in place, which means you're more efficient. And I care about efficiency. I care about customer service. I care about you doing an awesome job. And I'm going to therefore pay you 60% of every job, and I'm going to make sure my pricing is right. So if my pricing's right, I want to know. And then I'll give you guys my onboarding package. I'll show you my Indeed ad. I actually need to rewrite it. My Indeed ad is from 2 years ago. And in all honesty, a lot's changed in 2 years in the labor marketplace. And I need to update ours as well. So I'll probably do that live with you guys, but that'll be session number 2. When it comes to hiring, we'll go through how to post an ad, how to filter the applicants, how to check the references, police checks. Like, we'll go into the nitty gritty. Okay. And then Rohan and Kevin, your approach, do you guys want to speak quickly to your approaches for finding your cleaners? No, you're like, forget it. No.
Yeah, I think we'll do it on day 2.
Okay.
This is so much better. I wouldn't even want to disrespect your presentation with how we do it. This is so much better.
I love that you said that, because I have watched everyone in our community struggle over 2 years with this one thing. And I'm always like, man, like, you just got to understand the philosophy of it. And then once you get it, you're going to run with it. And it's going to be amazing. And actually, okay, I will show you really quickly what it actually looks like from a company point of view. If I do a search of our company, this is where the sales now gets easier. So if you can embrace this thinking, then your actual reviews are going to be so much better. So because we focus on the cleaners first, here's my favorite, and I love that this comes up first. So I'll read it to you because it's long. I've been using Oak Bay Clean on and off for the past year for scheduled and one-off cleans, and their work is top notch. Oh, I said Canadians don't say top notch. Totally wrong. Here's a Canadian saying top notch. The price point is high. However, their team are professional and always do an excellent job. Response to questions or updates if someone is sick or running behind are prompt, and alternative solutions are always provided. Whenever we're sick and have to reschedule, I'm never made to feel like a problem, which I have experienced with other cleaning companies. Any feedback is taken seriously and applied immediately. They always try to send the same cleaner, and I think must share notes. They know the spots to hit that drive me crazy, and it's true, we do. So while the price is higher, the customer and cleaning service is top tier and worth it to me for my peace of mind. I also enjoy the text updates telling me when the cleaner's on their way to my home. Kudos to Kevin for creating that. Thank you, Vic and Jen, and all the cleaners that have helped us. Like, dude.
That's our fit. That's the perfect review.
I know.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better.
It literally couldn't be better. And she's a weekly.
Yeah.
She's a weekly client.
Yeah.
Those are so good to get.
Like she validates the price for you and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, she's amazing. And then same thing, Emmanuel's been with us now for, I think she's been with us actually 2 years. I've been very impressed with the quality of work from all the cleaners I've had from Oak Bay Clean. While I do find the service pricier than hiring a cleaning person directly, the convenience of having them send a backup in case of illness or if my regular quits, both of which have happened, because the reality of 2023, people change constantly, and good for them, they should. It's worth the price to me. I also find it invaluable to not have to give detailed instructions. They know how to clean. Dusting baseboards and other areas I've had other cleaners ignore. They also take the time to fold throws, fluff pillows, make them nicely. And I don't tell them to do any of this, you guys. They just follow the program. They just do it. They make the house clean, but also tidy, which is so lovely, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then here's the best part. You keep scrolling, you're going to find a 1-star. These are my best. So this is somebody who called, and I'll just skim it. Because our VA, she Googled the address, noticed the size of the house was much bigger, and kept quoting me the price of the bigger area. Even though I told her, and this is Kevin and Rohan, you guys are going to laugh about this, the basement was under construction and I only needed cleaning for part of the house. So what does that mean? The basement's under construction.
Maybe dusty.
Dust everywhere.
Post-construction clean.
Yeah, it's post-construction.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want that. And she doesn't want to have her whole house clean. She only wants part of her house clean. You guys are going to get this all the time. And Anne, our VA, she doesn't put up with this, because she's like, I can see your house is 8,000 square feet. You're trying to book 1,500. I'm just telling you right now, the cleaner's not, so then she went and wrote us a 1-star review, and then you can see my.
But that was just off a phone call. Just a phone call.
Yeah.
We didn't even do the clean.
Well, so I called her out. I'm like, I'm sorry to see you left a one based on a phone call. For future reference, all of our prices are posted on our website. Like, just look online.
That is
Nope. Anyway, I won't go too far into reviews, but I do think that, one of the things that you're doing when you're doing research is do research on what the other cleaning companies' reviews are. And almost always the ones that are struggling, the cleaners never showed up. Why didn't they show up? They didn't show up because they don't like you. They don't like you. That's it. It's so simple. The accountant and me cannot grasp how we can still be competitive, but assuring a cleaner better take home pay when we're marking up by 40%. We can show you our numbers because you're not spending a ridiculous amount of money on uniforms, cleaning supplies, gas for your cleaners. Your cleaners are covering their own insurance. They're covering their own supplies. The only thing you're paying for is your convert labs, your phone, eventually a VA, and your own insurance. So your prices are so low. Like Jen and I are making between 26 and 28% profit every month. And we track that like crazy. And I've run enough businesses to know that if profit is 26 to 28, you're in a good place.
And you're not having to buy a car or buy cars. Like so many of our competitors, like they got a whole fleet of like 10 cars or something.
Yeah.
Maintain. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rich's question is, do you ask for input or feedback from customers? And if so, how frequently? Constantly, but not annoyingly. Our clients are busy mums, so we're not annoying them. So we do share with them. So in the beginning, Jen will explain the pricing model a little better. Jen, do you want to do that? And then we are calling it.
I would just, so Phil, so my question is how our price to the homeowner can compete with other companies. So when you do your pricing research of your competitors in the beginning, you're going to find like the highest price in your market and the lowest price. And you're going to want to peg your pricing at about 80% of the highest. This is what Rohan and Kevin told us. That's what we did. So you're just undercutting the highest one in the market, but you're still high enough that you're able to pay your cleaners really well. And all those on those Indeed ads, Vicky, that when they're saying 20, those like Honeybee, and they're employee models. They're not contractor models, right?
Yep.
So there's a different.
Well, some of them might still be independent contractor models, but they just don't make it clear that they are, which is fine. But yeah, I think a lot of them actually are independent contractor models, Jen. They just do it hourly. And here's the thing, they're charging the same rates, right? Like a lot of those are still charging 50 or 60 bucks, but they're only paying their cleaners 20, 25. And this is where millennials and Gen Z care about transparency. Like,
and they're just like, forget it,
cool.
I'll just go to my own.
Yeah. Why would I work for you? Yeah, you got it. All right, guys, 6:01 on a Saturday night. I don't see any beverages in hand. You guys are such good students. So, I hope you enjoy yourselves. I know I am about to go to a Zen yoga class, yin yoga class. Here we go.
Awesome. Great call today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So tomorrow we're reviewing your website. So hopefully you guys have all chosen your themes and you can present and share. And again, we're going to do half the call will probably be those of you that want it to go on YouTube. And the other half will probably be those of you that are like, no, forget it. Okay, so we'll stop the recording. But we would like it as much as possible if you could be ready to share your website, have your theme, because we're actually going to be testing in a couple days' time. We're going to be testing you receiving a payment through your website. So that's coming soon. Okay, awesome.
Cool.
All right.
See you guys.
See you tomorrow.
Here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment or a question below. And most importantly, go to cleaningcompanyblueprint.com if you're ready to join us in starting your own cleaning company.